Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us today for this webinar training presentation introducing you to BT Panorama and how to navigate around it. It's just gone 2 o'clock here in Sydney. My name's David Giltrap. I'm part of the capability team here at BT. It's a pleasure to present the session for you today. Look, a very large group that we have attending today. You'll all be hopefully new to Panorama. This particular session is aimed at new users. Perhaps you're moving from BT Wrap to Panorama soon as part of the upcoming migration, or maybe you've recently joined a practice that's already using Panorama. So at the end of the session today, you will be familiar with the Panorama site. You'll by no means be an expert in the time that we have today, but you will know about the intuitively designed layout of the site, where everything's located and how to navigate and get around there. Now, a note from the outset, these webinars offer a different way for you to learn about Panorama in live sessions, where you do have the opportunity to ask any questions as we're going throughout. So we do also have our new BT Panorama training portal. I will introduce that to you in a moment. And to ask questions during the session today, this webinar session, please use your Q&A box or option in your WebEx toolbar, and that'll be a great way to ask any questions throughout. I'll attempt to deal with any questions towards the end that we've received. In terms of timing, just to give you an idea for that, intention is to run for about 45 minutes, including time for any questions, and there is a fair bit that we'll cover. So also a note that the session today is being recorded, so it can be made available so that you or your colleagues can view it at a later time that is convenient for you. So look, without further delay, let's have a look at the agenda and what we're going to be covering today. So firstly, we'll introduce you to the initial login, what that process looks and feels like before we welcome you to your Panorama Advisor site and its general layout. Now, the main section of your homepage will be 2 screens or options or tabs, one of them to manage clients and the other one track business. We'll take you through what each of those are comprised of, so you've got a really good understanding about what you'll see there. And then your day-to-day management of your clients, your accounts on Panorama, transacting, reporting, really running your business with Panorama. This will be mainly found down the left navigation bar. We'll have a quick look at each of the sections here through the left navigation bar. And then what about navigating your actual client accounts? You'll get a flavour for this starting with what is a well laid out overview page for client accounts, and then with the opportunity to drill down into further detail. And again, left navigation bar exists for each of your client accounts as well. And then we'll change tack a bit, having focused on what you see. The last section of today's session is that we'll have a look at what your client sees. And it's essentially the same information that you see, that an advisor and their support staff sees, just presented in a different, perhaps more client-friendly manner. And I think just generally as a reminder from the outset, this is an introductory walkthrough of the design, the structure, the navigation around Panorama, and it really is using we're going to use a building blocks approach. We'll gradually introduce more and more of Panorama's underlying capability over the coming weeks. As you'll be aware, because many of you have already registered for the further sessions that we've got in our current round of Panorama webinars that are running through to the end of November, which is really great to see. And I guess just a reminder for questions throughout, because we've got some people who are just joining in the last couple of minutes, please do type any questions into the WebEx Q&A section, and I'll attempt to deal with as many of these as I can by the end of the session. Okay, so but before we get into it, I would like, and I'd sort of mentioned this earlier, I would like to promote and introduce you to our dedicated BT Panorama training portal. You can find an entry to it at this location, so bt.com.au/BT Panorama Training. And here you'll find a library of what are self-serve and on-demand short video courses. You'll need to register for that, a button there. And then once in, you really do gain access to all of the Panorama courses. Each course is logically broken down into shorter bite-sized modules and shorter videos. And you can see we've got courses 1, 2, 3, and 5. 4 is being will be released fairly shortly, as will 7, and 6 is being worked on. So by the end of the year, we're really hoping that we have either 8, 9, or if we're lucky, 10 separate courses, really introducing you to everything that you can do on Panorama, so that how you can learn about it really. You really have those tools at your fingertips. And really, I think in our view here at BT, we do have something that's very unique in the platform space versus our competitors. These are not just sort of how to click here, click there video tutorials, but it's the how and why, and what's the implication for your business and for your clients. And these really have been built and produced by a team with advice backgrounds, and hence have very much factored in the how Panorama fits into an advisor's business. So absolutely encourage you to register for this site and start using this, this resource in your business if you haven't already. So you can get an idea for the courses that we have there, or the underlying modules. So let's start now with your initial login. For some of you, this may be a recap, but for those brand new to Panorama, it'll probably be welcome just to see what this experience looks like. So if you haven't already, upon registering for Panorama Access as an advisor, a paraplanner, admin assistant, whatever your role, you'll receive an email not unlike this one. And this includes your instructions and next steps to set up your Panorama login and access. And the key pieces here are the URL or the site address to enter into your browser, and the unique registration number that you'll need to support identifying yourself for access. These are the key details of the site you'll visit. Simply use the registration number for the email we just saw, your surname and the postcode that you used in your application for Panorama Access, and then you simply verify the details. You'll be taken to a page that includes on-screen instruction as well for guidance, and here you can set up your own discrete login and password before selecting sign in, and really that's as simple as it is. And then welcome to BT Panorama. So your homepage is essentially, you can see here now, a useful advisor dashboard, cleverly and intuitively outlining, I guess, your Panorama world all in one place. So it is neatly designed with most of the things you need to use only 1 or 2 clicks away. So it's been a lot of time has been spent on a clear design for the Panorama site. So I think in introducing you to your Panorama homepage, I'll just move around the site highlighting what you'll find here. So top right, your own name and details. You'll see there, you can click here to view all of your own personal details with the ability to change some details online, including your username and password. Now, the next icon along is your message center, and this is your visibility to what's happening with your client accounts. You can view the notifications sent directly to you, as well as notifications that Panorama has sent directly to your clients as well. Some notifications are sent to the online messenger center only, and some will also go to your nominated email address for the advisor. Of course, supporting staff and users will also have visibility over these online notifications in their own access to the message center as well. The little question mark you can see that we've highlighted there is Panorama's help and support. This opens up a new window. Let's come back to that in a short moment. I'll press on here, but we'll come back and have a look at that. There's an option here as well, top right, to re-enter into recently accessed client accounts, or you can do a search by client account or name as well. Now we're going to explore this more in a moment. The left navigation bar I've already mentioned does open up all of Panorama's underlying functionality, and like I said, we will come back to that very shortly. And the main part of the homepage, we'll look at these, is two tabs: Manage Clients and Track Business. But before we look at those, let's go back to the question mark and the help and support section, just to let you know a little bit more about that. So clicking on that question mark does open up a brand new window that you can see in front of you here. And this is really a wealth of help and support information that you can access. So this is the home page. So it's neatly, cleanly designed layout with topics across the top. You can see there opening up to what is essentially a branch structure of information underneath. And alternatively, supporting the branch structure, there's also a search box that includes keyword and related content links. So very easy to navigate around Panorama's help and support that we have here. Now, so this is an example of a particular help and support article. So each article is well written in plain English for understanding, and includes, as you can see there, screenshots of Panorama pages and functionality to support where relevant. And you can see there the keyword and related topic links easily accessed from each help and support article, and you can see those off to the right there. So that's the help and support to provide all the information that you need. We've got a question that's come through. Thanks, Kayla, in relation to emails for registration. I did lead off with the email registration. It will be different for everyone. Perhaps have a chat with your BT, BDM, or even internally through your own dealer group to see about how you gain access to Panorama. Yeah, thanks for that question, Kayla. All right, so let's now go back to the central tabs and information on your Panorama homepage, and that is the Manage Clients and the Track Business section. So let's have a look at that right now. So the Manage Clients view is the default one, the one you'll see automatically on coming into the Panorama homepage. And this really does provide an instant view of client activities in Panorama that may require your attention. So the key activity section that you can see there that I've just circled does display the 10 most recent key actions on client accounts. Items like, so new accounts that are active and ready to go, large deposits that are received, matured term deposits as well, and also maybe some failed transactions that have failed to go through for whatever reason. And you'll notice there the blue hyperlinks you can see throughout this page. They're all clickable and allow really quick access into each of those. So pending tasks, these are live events right now that may require your attention and or your action. So things like open corporate actions in the next 30 days, maturing term deposits in the next 30 days for your clients. These items need to be front and center for you, and they are. And again, clicking on the blue hyperlink takes you straight there to get you working really quickly. You'll often see also interchangeable tiles, like the one that I've just highlighted here, promoting topical or current pieces of information that we'd like to get your attention with. An example of that might be around end of financial year. You'll see a tile like this, bringing to your attention to, in this case, the tax statement estimator tool. So that's just an example there. So further down, I've just scrolled further down the Manage Clients page, and here you'll see each advisor will see a market update section highlighting the most recent ASX or financial news items with some ASX or All Ords market data, including the most recent market movers. You can see a summary there. Now, this section can also be tailored for you with information filtered and relevant to the stocks and shares that your clients are invested in or that you've got in a watch list on the ASX. So really valuable time saver and filter of information for you. Now, you'll also see the 3 most recent saved investment orders, allowing you for easy retrieval and processing as required. So you can see those there. And similarly, your 3 most recent applications for new accounts will also be visible here. And again, allowing for a quick retrieval and return to processing with the blue hyperlinks there. Now, the other tab on the home page is Track Business, and this will be seen by anyone other than a support staff role. So advisors, business owners will see it, but paraplanners, admin assistant role will not see this Track Business tab, and this is more for, like I said, an advisor or business owner on their Panorama home page. And this page does provide advisors practice manager role types with one-page visual snapshot clearly laying out, as you can see there, the key metrics of their Panorama business. You can see here net flow, active account data, their interactive charts that you can hover over for further information, and you can also click on the blue buttons there for a different view or a date range that you might want to alternately look at. If we just scroll down further down, there is a table with data for advice fees collected, also funds under administration, and also your top 10 accounts that can be either sorted by cash balance or total portfolio value. And again, the blue hyperlinks allow you to quickly click straight into there, so no time wasted really searching for a client account. All right, so that's our homepage. Let's now turn our attention to and begin exploring where most of Panorama's functionality lies, and that is the icon options down the left navigation bar. So let's have a look at that right now. And the first option down the left navigation bar is access to all of your Panorama clients and accounts. And here you'll gain access to all of your Panorama clients and accounts. So you'll have access to a search tool to quickly identify and start working with your client accounts. You'll also have a filter tool at your disposal, and this quickly allows you to search across Panorama product types, account types, and to identify specific cash ranges or portfolio ranges you're after. Really some good filtering tools there. You can also change your view beyond the default account details setting and switch to a view that focuses on cash balances, available cash and cash investments. So just an alternate view there for your looking at your client accounts. You can also sort from a range of options that you can see via the drop down box here. So there's quite a different range of options that allow you to search. And each client account will have its own action icon to the right. So those action icons that you'll see throughout Panorama, these generally provide an entry point to quickly jump to regular tasks. And in the case of a client account, things like placing investment orders, viewing transactions, and managing cash that you'll be doing on a regular basis. And another section in the client's accounts is that of related groups. So we'll just have a look at that now. And here with the related groups, this is where you'll be able to create related groups for the purposes of reducing fees and reporting, or you can create a group just for reporting alone. So you can select a particular family group here, and then to expand out to reveal the counts in that group and the account valuations as well. There's also an action icon to the right of every related group, and these allow for quick access to say overview or edit the particular group. And for all information on related groups, pricing and impact on pricing, along with worked examples, please see Panorama's help and support section, which has some great resources there to learn further about the wonderful related group functionality and the reduction in pricing that is allowable through that for your clients. So let's move on to the next section down the left navigation bar, and this is the tracking section. And really, this does provide you with oversight to everything occurring right now on your client accounts. And you can see here. Now, I'm not going to go through each of those in detail today, and really more for awareness and what's in the tracking section. We'll dive in and explore these in more detail in our upcoming webinars, like I said, which many of you have registered for already. And you can gain access in the interim also to the BT Academy training portal for self-service access for those videos if you don't intend to wait for the webinars that are coming out week on week. Now you will have access to find out where investment orders are at for all your underlying asset trades for all of your Panorama clients. Great resource there to keep on top of that. And also where you can manage your digital consent requests that you have out with clients. And really this is wonderful differentiating functionality to allow for efficient and paperless engagement with your clients in relation to getting their permission for things like trades or adding new bank accounts and the like. Now, if you do have clients invested in listed securities on the ASX, you'll manage online corporate actions for them here, as you will for clients with maturing term deposits and annuities. So you can see you've got access there. New accounts, Panorama new accounts, you'll have oversight of these throughout the digital and online process. And if you are registered for more of these Panorama webinar sessions, you'll know we're running the opening new account session, which will run you through the whole process next week. Now in the tracking section, you'll also have visibility over BT protection plan insurance applications, including where the current status is and full viewing of the underwriting notes for your perusal on the Panorama platform. So great integration there and look through to your insurance applications. And then there's also transitions management from other platforms into Panorama, as well as additional services that could include applications for Panorama's SMSF administration service for your self-managed super clients. And I think all in all, different entry points there for a lot of different pieces of functionality, but it's all about keeping you on top of what's occurring and really that you've got ready access to manage your client accounts in the most efficient and timely manner that you can. All right, the next piece down the left navigation bar is business. And this is an entry point into all of your business reporting options. So less more at a client level here, but more looking at a business level. And you can see what we have access to. So here you can quickly scan across your client base for holdings in certain underlying Panorama assets, investment breaches, and that will be for super and pension clients that might have exceeded the trustee limit for holding levels. Model portfolios. So model portfolios, this is where you'll create and manage Panorama's advisor portfolios. And think of them as similar to BT Wrap models functionality, or perhaps Asgard's templates capability that some of you might have already used in the past or at least familiar with. So that's functionality there. Beneficiaries is of course where you'll have full oversight to the death benefit nominations made for all of your clients with super and pension accounts, when nominations were made, and also ready access to quickly identify those clients without a nomination in the system. So you can really have great oversight there. The contribution summary entry point will let you check concessional and non-concessional contributions for your super clients from current and previous financial years. So great oversight there. And for all of your insurance accounts, whether attached to a super or investment account, are visible all in one place with summaries of the cover, premiums paid, date paid up to, so all the information that you have there beyond the applications that we looked at before in the tracking section. And then there's also an entry point into tax invoices where you'll manage data feeds from Panorama out to a good number of widely used software providers, as well as your single location for bulk report collection as well. So look, as with the tracking section, there is lots of entry points here, and this time into business level reports. And again, it's all about equipping you with tools to effectively manage your Panorama business. Let's now move down the navigation bar further, and this is the product section. So one further down, and here you will find things like product collateral, PDS documents, underlying investment menus of managed funds, managed portfolios, investment related news, important notices, and also access to other help and training, including there'll be an entry point there into our new eAcademy Panorama training portal. So great resources there within the products section and the information that you have access to. Now the last section, down the final icon down the left navigation bar, and of course that is research. And in here, you'll have access to tools and information to assist engagement with your clients invested in ASX listed securities. So this is up-to-date news and data feeds from very well-known and highly regarded providers. Thomson Reuters and LexisNexis are two of those, and they really do keep you well informed. So there's a valuable recommended for you option here. And again, that's about narrowing the information to make it only relevant to the stocks that either your clients are invested in or that you have in a watch list. So time saving and really stripping out the noise and making the information relevant to you and your business, your Panorama clients. You'll find market movers, there'll be a daily video report, the latest dividend information, ASX announcements that also allow you to filter for just price sensitive information as well if required. Now you'll also find that Panorama provides ESG scores, so sustainability scores for the top 200 ASX stocks and selected managed funds. So this will be perfect for advisors that are building sustainable portfolios for what is essentially the increasing number of clients we're finding, and I'm sure you are finding, who are after this type of investment advice and portfolio composition. So that's ESG and sustainability scores for the top 200 ASX stocks and managed funds that are investing mainly in overseas and Australian equities. So that's the left navigation bar. Let's now have a look at what an advisor sees of their client account. So what does that look like? What does it feel like? How is it laid out? Again, as you'd expect, it's very intuitively laid out, and let's detail that now. So this is your typical client account, what it will look like on Panorama. And again, it's clean and logically laid out, sort of like I said. The overview page is the default page that you come to for a client account. And this will be perfect landing page, if you like. For example, if a client was to call you, and really why? Because everything going on in a client account right now is visible for you in front of you on the screen. You can see there you've got the cash balance, total portfolio valuation, as well as the most recent quarter's performance in both capital and income. You'll also see the 10 most recent transactions that have occurred on the client account that you can see there. You've got maturing term deposits for the client in the next 90 days, and also any incomplete investment orders, whether buys or sells for the client account. So that's the top part. If we scroll down further down the client's overview page, you can see you've got an oversight to any scheduled cash transactions or investment trades that are coming up. You've also got a pie chart and a table of the current asset allocation, as well as any messages for the client as well. And really throughout the page, as you can see, as it is throughout Panorama, in fact, any blue text you'll see will be a hyperlink taking you straight through to that particular section or to view and get working on that right away. So you'll see blue hyperlinks throughout the Panorama site. And look, if we scroll back up again, you'll see the functionality in the accounts left navigation bar, which we use again, and it is separated into the key areas of reporting, transacting, and then further below, there's the document library for each of the, actually, I've gone too far. Let's go back again. Sorry about that. Then there's the document library for each client account. You can see that down the bottom. And this is a fantastic secure place for advisor, for client, accountant, if you're collaborating with an accountant, and also for us at BT to upload, download. You can categorize, store, and share important paperwork and documents relating to your client. But certainly all of this functionality that we're overviewing today in this navigation course will certainly be fleshed out in further detail in the upcoming webinars that we've got running towards the end of November, in addition to the training portal where you can view the self-service videos as well. So we've spent a fair bit of this webinar session focusing on your view, an advisor's view, so what you're seeing. Equally important is what your client sees at their end. So let's now give that some insight right now, and we'll have a look at what your client sees. So welcome to the Client's Panorama homepage. Cleverly and cleanly designed. It does look slightly differently styled to your advisor view though. There is, of course, some functionality that your client won't see. For example, placing investment orders. Of course, that's for your client's advisor to handle. But the information on their investments, transactions, asset allocation is essentially the same as their advisor sees. However, throughout there might be some different language to be used in some circumstances, just maybe in most cases to present it in a more client-friendly fashion. So different words might be used, for example, investment as opposed to portfolio, activity as opposed to movements are just two examples. But essentially the same information will be available for your client. So certain account types might present information in a different manner as well, and your client will navigate for further details on their account via the options down their left navigation bar that you can see there. And just showing you one of the underlying pages here, that being investments, again, neatly laid out, presented for your client to very clearly view their investments and for clear understanding by your client. So we have focused during this session on the desktop or the internet login versions on Panorama. It would really be remiss of me not to mention the Panorama mobile app. So the Panorama mobile app is available for both advisor and their clients, so your clients, investors, and these already award-winning digital tools really do put the power of Panorama, the Panorama system, fully in the palm of your hand whenever or wherever you need it. So it's well worth mentioning, and I think the acceptance and usage of the Panorama mobile app has already been phenomenal as well. So especially from your client's end, from an investor's perspective, our statistics are indicating that over 80% of investor interactions with Panorama are occurring via the mobile app, as opposed to logging into a desktop or a internet login. So amazing acceptance and usage of what is a wonderful piece of smartphone functionality. Now, if you are interested in knowing more about the Panorama mobile app, we will have training courses coming up, and we're looking at doing a webinar as well. These are available for advisor and investor. Please have a look at the bt.com.au site, either search for mobile or it's under the Panorama section, and here you'll find a summary of the functionality along with a short video showcasing this technology in action. I might just have a look now and see if we've got any questions that have come through. I can't see any. If there are any questions that you do have, again, this was just a introductory navigation section. navigation session. I'm happy to answer any questions if you do have any. Please use the Q&A. See if there's any that have come through on the chat. Okay, I can't see any. Right, okay. I'm hoping that means that I've met all of the information that was required. I think, I guess in summary, just we have come to the end of the webinar. Thank you so much for attending today. I hope you found the session valuable as an introduction to navigating around Panorama. This has been an introduction session to new users. And we know that many of you will soon be moving your existing users on clients on BT Wrap across and having your clients migrate and upgraded to the Panorama operating system. So I guess a few things that you might like to do following this as your next steps. You can see organising your own Panorama login if you haven't already. Maybe speak to your BT contact about that, or as required. Number two, please do register for our upcoming live webinars, allowing you to receive what is a sequential and sort of building blocks based approach to walking you through all of Panorama's functionality and online processes. And another promotion, I guess, for our new and interactive training portal, enabling you to access what is a growing suite of Panorama training modules. They are short, bite-sized videos where you can self-service at any time. You can see the address there, bt.com.au and BT Panorama Training. Please visit there, and an easy link to registration from the site. And finally, these sessions these webinars are being recorded, so when they're available, we will share those with you so that you or your colleagues can watch them at a later time. So I still haven't got any questions through, so I'll take that as a good thing. There will be a short survey that will pop up at the end of the session. Please let us know your comments. We love your feedback and suggestions for the way that how we can improve our Panorama training and services that we provide for you. We're doing this for you, so please let us know how we can improve it. And so thanks again for your attendance. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now all. Okay, thank you.